Welcome to the Heart of America Athletic Conference Men's Basketball Media Day. Next up is MidAmerica Nazarene University. We're excited to hear from the Pioneers as they get ready for a new season. First, let's start with some introductions. Anthony, go ahead and introduce yourself, name, hometown, and year in school, please.
Anthony Brown here, senior, and I am from Olathe, Kansas.
Awesome. Coach, how about you? Name and how many years you've been head coach there?
Adam Hepker. I am from Makokata, Iowa, and this will be my first year as head coach.
Very good. Coach, talk to us about Anthony and his importance on your program.
Yeah, thrilled to have Anthony back as I take over here for 2 more years with his COVID year coming next year. One of the best players in our league. I have told a lot of people that I wouldn't be shocked if he's the player of the year in our league. What's so unique about AB, as I call him, is he impacts both ends of the game. And so many players think they do, but in reality, they either score well or they guard well, but they don't do both. And last year, as an example, AB averaged 18 for us. He did it efficiently. And then I asked him to go guard the opponent's best player, basically 1 through 4. And most of those nights, that player had what we would call an off night. So that takes an incredible amount of energy and concentration from AB. And obviously we ask a lot from him, but he wouldn't have it any other way. And so much of what he does on both ends impacts winning or losing for us. So big expectations for him again. He's got some help this year, obviously, that I know he's excited about and we're excited about, but AB is going to have another great year. He's incredibly humble. All the accolades he has received, it doesn't matter one way or another. The dude just wants to win. And I know he's got a sour taste in his mouth from all the close games we lost last year and has been really focused and driven as we started practice here in October.
Anthony, we'll like to kind of get to know you a little bit better. What's your major and what are some, career plans for life maybe after MNU?
My major is psychology. And if I don't, my goal right after college is to go overseas and play professionally. Now, if I don't do that, I would want to go into the grad program and get into neuropsychology.
Yeah, very cool. Anthony, you're from Olathe. You went to Olathe North. What's it like playing college basketball in your hometown?
I love it. It's support everywhere. I get support from my parents. Some high school teachers have come back and watched me, and I love it here. I can go home whenever I want. Get some good food. So, yeah, love it here.
No, it's very, very cool. Anthony, talk about the experience of playing at MidAmerica. You've been there for a few years now. You're one of the leaders of the team. What's it like? What's it been like playing for MNU, and what does MidAmerica mean to you?
MidAmerica is everything to me as of right now. It's all that I know in college. The style we play here is just how we play. It's just how I played in high school, really fast paced and take great shots, take care of the ball, play good defense or you're not going to play. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
That's good. Coach, so year one with you, as the head coach, right? You're taking over for legend, like Brocky Lamar. What does this opportunity mean to you to take over this program, but also, as it being your alma mater?
Yeah, it's special, Tyler, because it is my alma mater. I mean, this is home. Since being assistant here the first time from 2010 to 2015, I've bounced around a little bit, and there's a lot of great institutions out there, but there's nothing like coming home. And to replace a guy like Coach Lamar is very humbling, certainly intimidating on a few levels, obviously, with all the success he has had. But the cupboard is full. We've got a lot of talent here. We've brought in a lot of talent, and Coach is in my ear. He's a phone call away. He's a great mentor for me, even now that he is retired, and I love having the ability to call him and bounce stuff off of him. I was fortunate, Tyler. Every stop I made as an assistant, my head coaches allowed me to do a lot of coaching and do a lot of everything, and so I feel somewhat prepared. You're never really totally prepared. There's some unknowns that we'll get into as a first-year head coach. And I'm really appreciative to guys like AB who, coaching change stuck with me. Nobody left and brought in a good recruiting class, and their buy-in initially here has been huge. Like, our practices have been great. There's no second guessing. it was huge for me, Tyler, to come back last year as an assistant for coach in his final year for a couple of reasons. Number one, I got to be with coach on his last ride. But number two, I got to know these guys and develop relationships that I didn't have from the recruiting process. And so I feel like we kind of just haven't skipped a beat with coach leaving, and certainly big shoes to fill, but that's not the goal. We want to win every day. We want to win practice every day. And we still, like coach did so well, we want to use basketball to impact these guys for something greater. That's still our vision. That's still our purpose. And Coach Lamar was just such a great reminder of that.
Coach, let's kind of dive into your team a little bit. Obviously, you have AB back. Who are some other players that are back from last season?
Yeah, our starting 5-man, Caleb Jones McCrary, is a local Kansas City kid, just like Anthony. He got eligible at semester last year. He has had the best, 10-day stretch of practices that he's ever had in his career. From a poise standpoint, from an effort standpoint, he just continues to get better, more polished from the block. Jake Alexander is a Central Kansas kid from McPherson, who started, I think, 19 games for us last year, who's going to have a significant role for us. One of the best offensive rebounders in the conference. He goes relentlessly to the old boards. Brooks Langer is a sophomore for us from Harrisonville, Missouri, right down the road here, who had not only a great summer, but had a great fall here already as well. I think being a freshman is hard, and it was hard on Brooks last year. And already I see the light bulb coming on for him a little bit. And so those are our key guys as far as returners. We've sprinkled in some new bodies, but I love the balance we have of guys like AB, Caleb, Jake, and Brooks who know what we're about, because they help me teach the new guys. And the quicker we can do that, there is no doubt going to be a learning curve here because we are so new. But our returners are helping me kind of teach our system to our new guys.
So, Coach, last season, your team qualified for the Hart tournament, battled with number 1 William Penn. It was just a terrific game. But what are some things your team has to do to kind of take that next step? Climb the Hart standings. Reach some of your team goals.
Yeah, we, like the Penn games, are great examples. We lost last year, Tyler, 9 games by 5 points or less, and so you're not going to win all the close games. You're just not. Winning is hard. It's incredibly hard, and people take it for granted. We talk about it in our program, even a program like MidAmerica, where all we've done is win. We don't take it for granted ever. You cut that number in half, and we win 4 or 5 of those, and now instead of being 15 and 15, it's a totally different story. And so we have to finish games this year, and the way we do that, we've talked about it every single day, is valuing the basketball. That's not turning it over, and that's taking great shots, and then getting defensive rebounds. If we'll get stops and rebounds and get a great shot on the other end, we have the talent and the character to win close games. And so that's been a huge point of emphasis. We have the talent in the room. I believe that, but we've got to go close some games this year because we've got a great non-con. We have a great conference that we play in. We're going to be in close games all the time. We know that are going to come down to 3 or 4 possessions. As I said, we're not going to win all those, but we want to win most of them.
Anthony, let's talk about the Hart Conference. You know the conference well. What's it like for you night in, night out, playing in such a competitive conference?
It's not easy. I'll start off with that. It's never an easy game. You always have to be locked in and focused, especially with Penn Park last year. You always have to be dialed into those games. And especially being a two-way player, you got to be locked in on both sides of the ball, which not a lot of people do. But yeah, this is one of the most competitive conferences, if not the most competitive conference in the country. And it's I won't say a struggle, but it definitely takes a toll on the mental side of it. So
how about the atmospheres too, Anthony? You guys have a great atmosphere there at the Cook Center. I was there last year for a game at William Penn. It was just quite an atmosphere. Talk about the different gyms and the travel and just the experience of playing in the Hart.
My favorite gym to play in besides ours, it would definitely be William Penn. My high school gym was loud, rowdy. We went to away games. The student section was in it, and I love going to places like that. I don't like the places where it's dead, nobody's really talking. I love the student sections that'll talk to you, talk trash, and try to get in your head. And then when you get a bucket, you can prove them wrong. Look at the crowd, go like this, stuff like that. Yeah.
No, it's good. No, Coach, last question for you. We've asked all the head coaches the same thing, but what's the first thing that comes to mind when you hear Heart of America men's basketball?
Depth. I would say our league is deep. Our league is not top heavy. There is parity. And I think we'll see. I think that's maybe really true this year. I think a lot of us were old last year with some COVID seniors and things like that. And so recruiting is obviously going to be critical. We don't know what a lot of teams have. We honestly don't follow it a lot. But to Anthony's point, the teams with the worst record in our league, whether it's November, December, January, February, they have a chance to beat you. If your mindset is not right, if you don't play well that night, anybody can beat us. And that's not true in every league around the country, where some of the bottom feeders, you don't have to play well and you're going to beat them. So that's why in practice every day, we try to be sharp every single day. So we develop that habit of this is who we are, because regardless of opponent, we are going to get the other team's best shot, and we hope that they get ours. So I would say just the depth of our league is what stands out to me, Tyler.
Well, Coach and Anthony, thanks so much for the time today, and best of luck as you get going here with the Pioneers in a couple weeks.
Thank you.
Thanks, Tyler. Thanks for all you do for our league.